Hi guys, I am working around the house today. Many of you guys may know that I work full-time and I'm off Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. So I try to get as much work done around the property as I can on those days. So today is Saturday and I'm going to vlog all the stuff I'm doing. But I just ran across something that is awesome. If you remember from earlier vlogs, my rabbits have had issues with the waterers that they have to trigger. They can't deal with that. And, well, they couldn't. They've magically figured it out now, but I'll talk about that later. But the chickens, I switched them to an automatic feeder or automatic waterer that they had to peck. And they could not do it. I literally had to go out there and push the little thing down for them to get water. I have very water challenged animals apparently. So I was fishing around online trying to see what my choices were to do something else. And I found the same type of little pecking cups, but they were made in Holland instead of China. And they have a little float system on them that automatically triggers the cup to fill up instead of using the pecking action of the chickens. And I tried them out with the big chickens and they work great. So what I'm going to do now is put something in with the chicks because they need to be over here away from the pen for another 3 weeks. And it's kind of difficult in the mornings to take care of the dogs and then the inside rabbits and then the outside rabbits and then the baby chicks, and then to make sure the big chickens are set. That's a lot to do before you have to go to work in the morning. So what I'm trying to do is reduce the amount of work I have to do. So I've got the big chickens down to where I really only have to check them on the weekends, except for collecting eggs. And I'm about to do the same thing with the chickens. I went and bought a 10-pound feeder so that I can just fill it up and be done with it unless it needs to be cleaned for some reason. And it can move out to the coop with them when it's time to do that. And I also bought a 5-gallon bucket that I put some of those Holland water cups on. And let me show you what they look like. Alright, so we got my good old Tractor Supply bucket. And it looks almost like the other little cups. The only difference is, that's not moving, is it? The only difference is that it's a little more square, the cup itself. But that little yellow piece is a float. The chickens don't have to peck it. When the water goes down too low, it'll automatically fill up, which is amazing. So I'm going to get the little chickens used to it, so when they get out to the big run, they'll be used to it out there. And the 5-gallon bucket will move out with them because they're drinking more, it seems, than the big chickens are because there's more of these little chicks. So these guys figured out how to use the water immediately. And I only filled up the 10-gallon feeder about halfway, just to make sure that it's going to work appropriately, since everybody else seems to use the little chicky things for chicks. But hopefully this works out. Oh yeah, you get to see her using the water. And I didn't push that little yellow thing down at all. The little yellow thing filled up all by itself, or the little cup filled up all by itself when I filled it up with water. Now I did get one of these screw top lids to go on here just to make it easier to manage everything in here, and I think we're going to be fine. And they have lots of room, and I've given them some greens too, although when I first put the greens in here it was like they didn't know what to do with them, but they did eat some of them yesterday, so that's good. So they're about 3 weeks old and I gave them some greens, and I'll probably keep on doing that just like I do with the bigger chickens. Hopefully we have good healthy chickens. Oh, and I wanted to show you this. These feeders come with instructions. So the ones that come from China with the little yellow piece that the chickens have to peck, there's no instructions. But this even tells you what size drill bit to use, which is totally awesome. Now, of course, I didn't have an 11/32 size drill bit, so I think I used a 5/16 and just like, which is a little tiny bit smaller, and just you know, pushed around the edges a little bit while the drill was on to make it a little bit bigger, and that worked out just fine. There's no leaking or anything going on down there. So I think this was a huge chicken upgrade success, little baby chicks. Alright, it's so bright out here, it's kind of hard to see, but these are the raised beds that we just made. I am about to put the plastic liner on there because this is treated lumber, and obviously if we had our first choice and we were paying full price for the lumber, we probably would not have chosen to use treated lumber. However, most of this was free. I think I ended up paying $50 for a little bit of lumber that we had to use to fill in the gaps. I paid $25 for the plastic that's going to line, it's enough plastic to line 4 beds. And I paid $25 for the screws that we used. Now, it did take us, I don't know, about half a day to build all these. Most of the wood was pre-cut when we got it for free to this size. So we didn't do much of anything to this except for screw it together. And I love them. I can't wait to get them planted. Hopefully next weekend we'll be getting a load of compost or topsoil delivered so that we can get moving on that. And down here I have a whole bunch of plants that I am waiting to plant. Now some of these I'm hoping to get in the ground today. I've kind of brought a lot of stuff from inside the house out, and I recently went to Lowe's, if you can't tell, because I think I've got most of the supplies for a bunch of projects I need to do, and I'm gonna just kind of be working from the back of my trunk. And I do this a lot of times because I can drive my van to wherever I need to on our property to work on something. So it tends to be easy to work this way, but which is totally awesome. It's just fantastic.
Sometimes you gotta see it with your own eyes. Run wild, you gotta let it out, those good vibes. I'm on a trip with you.
I just took Lucy to the library so she could do some research for one of her end of the year projects in the hottest part of the day. And I am going to get back started to work. I just put together a couple of hanging baskets. This is a little petunia. And let me show you the other ones I put together because I'm really excited. This one should do fine right here. This one needs full sun, which is exactly what it's going to get right here. I have 2 of these. Don't you just love Garden Answer? I found some Proven Winners plants today, and I was at Lowe's, and I was really excited about that. In the middle is Diamond Frost Euphorbia and Bubblegum Vista, and I don't remember what the side ones are, but those I got for $1. So those are like more of a pink with a little bit of orange in them. I'll put it on the screen what they are. And then the hanging baskets I found at Tractor Supply today, and I've been looking everywhere for some that I liked and that had a flat bottom that I could sit them down until I get a chance to hang them up, and I finally found some. So I'm super excited about these. I can't wait to see the Bubblegum Vista and what it does. I'm super excited about that. And look what I did yesterday. Can you see that the lawn is mowed? I don't know, I've had an irrational fear of the lawnmower and I could not bring myself to get on it, but finally I did, and it didn't kill me or anything. So I got a ton mowed. It took me like most of the day yesterday to do all this because it was high. Sadly high, like as high as that little mound right there. But I got it done. So this is our mailbox right behind me. And I'm going to clean it up some and plant some impatiens in there. And I will show you when I'm done because I'm running out of battery, unfortunately, so I can't show you every single thing I'm doing today. Alright, here are the impatiens planted. There are 2 packages that I got at Lowe's for $1. So one of them I know is white because there's a white bloom there. And the other package I have no idea what color it is. So I planted them basically every other one and we'll see what happens. And then I also, while I was here, noticed that there's was a cast iron plant right here. So I dug that up to plant this hydrangea. This is a bloom time hydrangea. And I found out while I was digging it up that there is a soaker hose here. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. Probably because it's so late in the day today, gonna hand water these and then figure the hose situation out tomorrow because there's a lot of weird stuff. I still don't know all the hose intricacies on our property, but I will figure them out eventually. So now let's go check out some other stuff. Hey guys, I think that's where we're going to end it for today. I'm going to give you one last look at the raised beds. Lucy is right now going around the yard picking up sticks and anything yard debris she can find to put into the raised beds to help fill them a little bit. And next week, hopefully we'll have dirt. Yay! See you guys later. Thanks for joining us. Bye. I love these. I'm so excited.